Hi, I'm Edward, and this is Blue Collar Traveling, and today I'm in Denver, the Mile High City. I'm going to go over some of your options of what to do, what to eat, and where to stay. So here we go. So first things first, I go to Google Flights for the cheapest flight possible. I'm flying out of Ontario, California to Denver, and then the counter will pop up with a series of prices. You find the price that is best within your budget. I personally paid $52.96 for a round trip to Denver. So first up is the Museum of Nature and Science. The museum has a wide variety of dinosaur bones, gems, rocks, space, and plenty of wildlife. This museum is great for people of all ages. I'd highly recommend it. I'd also recommend you get there a little bit early because parking is limited, but it's definitely worth checking out. Next up is the Denver Zoo. In my opinion, this zoo is very limited in the animals and attractions. It looked a little bit run down to me, had very, very limited parking, and many of the exhibits while I was there were closed. So in my opinion, unless you have small children, this zoo is not really worth visiting. I think there's other things you can do in Denver. Your money and time will be better spent. Up next is the Denver Art Museum. This museum has art from different cultures and different points in history. It is a huge museum. I would definitely recommend you check this museum out. I gotta be honest with you, on about the fourth floor, things kind of got weird. They had a series of chairs, and honestly, they just look like chairs to me. I don't really consider this to be art, but aside from that, this is a museum that is definitely worth your time. Up next is the Denver Botanic Garden, and this garden is very beautiful and extremely peaceful. It's got a wide variety of plants and colors. The garden is well kept and clean. It's a lot bigger than I expected it to be, but even still, it's very easily walkable and a great way to spend your time while in Denver. But I'll say this, if you go, make sure you get there early because parking is very hard to come by. With that being said, I would recommend that you check out the garden. Next up is the Downtown Aquarium, and this place is perfect for adults and children. They've got fresh and saltwater fish, including sharks, stingrays, turtles. But I think the highlight of the aquarium is the tiger exhibit. This place is pretty small, but it packs a really big punch. They've also got a 4D theater, and in my opinion, the aquarium is a better option than going to the zoo. Just give you a little heads up though, the aquarium is more expensive than the zoo, but I believe it's more worth your time and money when visiting Denver. And up next is the Colorado State Capitol. It's open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Capitol offers free guided tours starting at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 p.m., and 1 p.m. It's first come, first serve. They've also got a beautiful staircase located on the first floor surrounded by 8 murals. And here's the House of Representatives. It's got 65 members serving 2 terms, each representing up to 80,000 people. Then we have the Senate, which has 35 members serving 4-year terms, limited to only 2 terms. And then we have the former Supreme Court. The current Supreme Court is located across the street, and if you go on a guided tour, you could go up to Mr. Brown's Attic, which is a museum that highlights the history of Colorado. Then you go up some stairs, you get to go into the dome, which leads you to the observation deck, which gives you a 360-degree view of Denver. I would highly recommend this tour. It's always interesting to see how government works. Up next is Coors Field, the home of the Colorado Rockies. The prices are reasonable, and there are several bars and great views located all over the stadium. You can do a little speed pitch and see how hard you throw. You can do a little home run derby and go deep in the Mile High City. This is a great fan experience. The staff is friendly, the lines are short, and this is one of the nicer stadiums I've been to. And I would highly recommend, while in Denver, you come out here and check out a game. It's a lot of fun. Next up is the Red Rock, which is one of America's most iconic music venues, an amphitheater formed by nature and shaped by people. The theater is about 30 minutes outside of Denver. There are great views of the surrounding areas. The prices are reasonable, and everything is well organized, clean, and well maintained. It's a great venue for concerts, amazing energy, and I would highly recommend it. Up next is the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Museum. It's located in Colorado Springs, about an hour outside of Denver. The museum honors our Olympic athletes by showcasing the history and legacy of the Games. It also tells the stories of some of our favorite athletes. It's great for people of all ages. They have an interactive section of the museum which includes archery, skiing. You can run sprints against an Olympian, and many Olympic athletes have donated their memorabilia to the museum, which really brings the museum to life. In my opinion, this museum really captures what it's like to be at the Olympics without actually being at the Olympics. I really enjoyed seeing the Olympic torches from the past, and I enjoyed seeing how the Olympic medals over the years have changed. If you're a sports fan, I highly recommend this museum. It's a can't miss. Check it out. Up next is the Dragon Man's Museum, which is located in Colorado Springs, about an hour and a half outside of Denver, but I promise you it's 100% worth the drive. The museum is open from April till mid-November. It has one guided tour a day, lasting a little over 2 hours. The Dragon Man is one of the largest independent collectors of military weapons and military memorabilia. The museum is 65,000 square feet and includes a paintball park, a bike park, a shooting range, which is open Tuesday through Sunday with up to 150 weapons to choose from, including fully automatic World War II weapons. The Dragon Man is a former Vietnam veteran and self-proclaimed the most armed man in America, and this museum is an absolute must. It's one of the best museums I've ever been to. I cannot recommend this enough. My first recommendation is Giordano's. It's about a mile from the convention center. They specialize in deep dish Chicago pizza. It takes about 45 minutes to get your pizza. The pizza was pretty good in my opinion, but the sausage lacked a little flavor. But overall, a good meal. I also hear they have good Italian beef sandwiches. So go down there, check it out. Tell me what you think. My next food recommendation is the Vinson Bakery, about 10 minutes from Empower Field. I got the spicy duck banh mi. The bread was soft and flaky, had a little bit of a kick to it from the jalapenos, but it was balanced out by the sweet pickled vegetables. I recommend that. I also hear the grilled pork banh mi is very good, so make sure you check it out. Next recommendation is Blue Pan. It's Detroit style pizza, and I gotta say this is one of the best pizzas I've had in a while. I got the Brooklyn Bridge, and if you're in Denver, you gotta check it out. It's a must. My next food recommendation is Eat Ace Serve, and they specialize in Pan-Asian cuisine. And this place has great energy. You can play some ping pong with your friends, hop in the photo booth, and really enjoy a good meal here. I got the Peking duck, and I'm gonna let the chef tell you about the preparation.
So our Peking duck, we usually bring it in a little bit early. What we do is stuff it with a little garlic, ginger, leeks, and then we dunk it in like a soy, honey, vinegar sauce. We dunk it, kind of blanch it for a little bit, and then we hang it for 3 to 5 days. So what that does is it gets the skin nice and crispy, which is to me the best part of the duck itself. Just a nice crispy. It's like it's like kind of like a chicharron. You get a nice little crispy skin, get a little texture. That to me is the best part of the duck. So after the 3 to 5 days, we essentially just roast it at 275 degrees for 65 minutes. And then on the pickup, we just put it in the fryer to get that skin nice and crispy.
So I paid a little bit over $70 for this meal, 100% worth it. I think if you get 1 or 2 sides, this easily feeds 3 people. Just a heads up though, you have to order this meal in advance. I would recommend you call the day before just to make sure that you get it. But this meal, it was sweet, it was juicy, it was crunchy, it was delicious. And basically what you do when you get it is you turn it into tacos. I can't recommend this enough. If you're in Denver, check it out. My next recommendation is GQ Barbecue, located just outside of Denver in Westminster. Me personally, I got the barbecue baked beans, which were a little bit spicy. I got the mac and cheese, which was very creamy and really good. I also got the Carolina, which is pulled pork and coleslaw. Put some barbecue sauce on there. It's delicious. Go check it out. My next recommendation is Zepp's Epic Sandwiches. It's right across the street from the Art Museum. So if you're in the area, check it out. Me personally, I got this chopped Italian sub with chips made in-house. If you go there and get that, you can't go wrong. It was a delicious meal. Go check it out. My next recommendation is Sweet Encanto. It's a Colombian restaurant that specializes in sweets and desserts. I believe I got a gelato, and it's a combination of a fruit cup, then shaved ice and ice cream. It was very sweet, very delicious. Kind of tastes like diabetes, but well worth it. Go check it out. So here's my room at the Best Western Premier in Denver on the east. Here's the restroom. Got a closet. Little fridge. Got some cold air. Microwave, which works. All the lights work. TV, I just turned off the air and that works. So there's my room. So I just spent the night at the Best Western Premier in Denver East, and I paid about $132. And the room was nice. I have no complaints. The bed was nice. Shower was nice and hot. It's quiet. I slept good. They have a nice pool and jacuzzi. They have a barbecue grill. They have some smaller barbecue grills. Plenty of parking. And they're about 11 minutes from the Natural Museum of Science, the Capitol, all of that. So they're pretty close to where you want to be. I have no complaints. It was a good room. So here's my room at the Comfort Inn. Got the shower, restroom, have a closet, TV works, microwave works, fridge is cold. So here's the room. So I just spent the night here at the Comfort Inn in Denver East. I spent $109, and the room itself, you know, the bed was okay, the pillows were okay, the amenities worked, shower was nice and hot. I slept okay, but the room is pretty run down. I didn't really notice that. I came in pretty late and I was tired. The hotel itself is also pretty run down. There's plenty of parking. They had an indoor pool, a jacuzzi, outdoor pool. They give a complimentary breakfast. And it's a good location. You're probably about 15 minutes from a lot of the attractions that you want to see. It's in a good area, but the hotel itself is pretty run down. So that's what I have to say about the Comfort Inn in Denver. All right, so I'm back from my trip from Denver. And before I get into my final thoughts on the city of Denver, I want to go over a few things with you. First of all, hotels. My top pick is the Premier Best Western. It's not even close. Also, I want to talk about my top picks for restaurants. So, number one, Ace Eat Serve. That Peking duck was amazing. And then Blue Pan Pizza. That Brooklyn Bridge was one of the best pizzas I've had in years. And then I'm going to go with GQ Barbecue. A little outside the city, but worth the drive. And then I'm going to go with Zepp's Epic Sandwich. That Chop Italian was very good. And then I'm going to go with Vin Song's Bakery. That spicy duck was really good. And then Giordano's. The sauce was really good. The cheese was good. Again, the sausage had no flavor. And me personally, I'm not really a fan of how thick the crust is on the deep dish. So my opinion is a little biased. And then Sweet and Kanto, a very good dessert spot worth checking out. Also, I want to mention a few restaurants I didn't have time to do, but if you're in Denver, check them out. Leave a comment and tell me what you think. The first one is Roaming Buffalo Barbecue. They are known for their brisket sandwich, their bison ribs, and their McCoy sandwich. They're open Wednesday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., so you have a small gap to check them out. Also, Illegal Pete's. They're known for their nachos, their breakfast burrito, and their 3-cap Garnitas burrito. Then you have the One Up Arcade Bar. I hear they have a pretty good menu, and you have a lot of fun playing the arcades. Now I want to talk about some attractions that I didn't do. The first one being the Denver Broncos. It was just prior to football season, and I just couldn't see them. Then the Children's Museum. I don't have kids, so it was not a priority for me. But I want to talk about the 5280 store. It's literally one of my favorite stores in the country. If you grew up in the 80s, early 90s, you're going to love this place. They have many of the toys from our childhood. They're for sale. You can buy them. and it's definitely worth stopping by. You will not regret it. And now on to my final thoughts about the city of Denver. I liked it. Denver was clean, it was nice. I have no complaints about Denver at all, which is interesting because my previous trip to Denver, I hated Denver. It was dirty, a lot of homelessness, a lot of people walking around clearly on drugs. I didn't really feel safe, especially in the downtown area. But I've noticed in my traveling, because I went in October, it took a few months getting this video out, but I've noticed that around election time, these cities get really cleaned by local politicians. I think that's what happened here, because I've literally seen two different cities. So if you're from Denver or you've been to Denver, what was your experience like? I'm very interested in knowing what you saw, because I want to know what best reflects how Denver is normally. Also, I want to talk about crime. Denver has a surprisingly high crime rate per capita. A lot of the crime is in the northeast part of town, so if you're getting a hotel, keep that in mind. Also, downtown Denver, I was told by a local to avoid that part of town at night. And I saw a study that showed that crime in downtown Denver rises 30% after dark. So keep that in mind if you want to do some bar hopping or anything. Also, one of the main crimes in Denver is breaking into cars. So if you have anything in your rental, you might want to put it in the trunk or make it not visible, because it may not be there when you get back. Also, the Denver airport. A lot of conspiracy theories out there about the airport. Personally, I didn't see anything, but if you've seen something, leave a comment. I'm interested in what you saw. Also, as far as the Denver airport goes, I would highly recommend you get there about an hour and a half before your flight. That is a very busy airport. You will be in security lines for about 45 minutes to an hour. And after security lines, you got to get your train to get to your gate. So it's going to take some time, so get there early. Also, as far as hotels go, I would recommend you not get a hotel by the Denver airport. That is about 30 minutes outside of any attraction you're going to see. So keep that in mind. Also, I would recommend that you turn off the tolls on Google Maps, because in my opinion, traffic's not that bad. You're not going to save that much time, so why spend the money? And before I go, I want to give a traveling tip. So this is my bag. I have a Tragear laptop backpack, and open it up, you got room for clothes, personal items. But why I like this backpack is there's a phone charger, comes in very handy when traveling. Also, you got room for a 15.6 laptop. And the reason I like this backpack, or backpacks this size, is that it fits in the personal item. Because on a plane, you get a personal item and a carry-on. The carry-on costs money. I always try to make sure my bag fits in the personal item because it's free. And if you bring a bag that does not fit in the personal item and have to move to the carry-on, they're gonna charge you around $100. So I always make sure my bag fits in the personal item. And one of the ways I do that is I have what's called a travel pillow. So you can use it as a pillow, but also if you open it up, there's clothes in here. And I can get about almost 2 days worth of clothes in here. Comes in very handy when traveling. I also have another travel pillow. And I like this one because, again, it's a pillow, but also if you want to go to sleep, you can just go to sleep. So again, this fits about 2 days worth of clothes. So that's why I like it. So that'll be the end of this video. If you like what you saw, like, subscribe, leave a comment. That helps spread the visibility of my show. Thanks for watching.